Our next caller is Adriana from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Adriana.
Hello.
How can we help you?
Hi, I am an elite lightweight rower, and I'm coming up on the end of a quadrennial 4-year cycle for the Olympics. Hopefully, I'm about to make my third national team in August. And then post-racing, I have some decisions to make if I'm going to continue to row or not. So this is kind of where my questions come in. If I continue to row, I'm not going to be rowing as a lightweight. I'm instead going to transition into an open weight rower. So for me right now, that means that I've spent 3 years being lightweight and my metabolism has done a great job at adapting to that, which isn't good for going into open weight rowing. So I need to take some time off and really focus on reverse dieting and just getting into a better place calorie wise to be able to support all of the rowing that I do. So the biggest question I have is in terms of like returning to rowing, what would be your suggested time off? I've heard you talk about, people who lift a lot doing just a deload week and that being different from athletes taking time off after a year of their sport.
So the question is, after you're done, after this stint of rowing, how much time should you take off before you get back into whatever you decide?
Yeah.
How much rowing are you doing now? That'll help me with my answer. With your training, I'm sure it's a lot, but let me give us an idea.
So we do 12 sessions on the water, usually 60 to 90 minutes each.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. So what I would do is I would take a week.
10 years off. That'll be good.
No. I would take a week off completely.
Oh God, yeah.
And then I would come back and I would do very light rowing just to continue the mechanics and the technique of the movement. So I would literally get on the water and just cruise and just feel the movement. And that would be what you would do for the day. And I would do that for a good 30 days.
The hardest part about it, and I think the best thing for us to do is actually put you in the private forum so we can actually talk to you through this process. Yeah. Because
it's all psychological.
This is psychological. This is also very dependent on your body's ability to recover, repair, rebuild. Like some people, they can just rebound really fast and reboost their metabolism and build muscle. Other people, their bodies have extremely adapted to the type of training they've done for a long time, and so it's a little bit more challenging and takes longer. That's really hard to tell.
I'm less worried about the physiological recovery than I am with the psychological challenge of training as much as you are now and then not.
Yeah.
That's to be honest, that's why I said I would like you to go in the water and row lightly. Yeah. Because what tends to happen with high level athletes, you
get stir crazy immediately.
You have two speeds, either win or nothing. And so if you go into nothing, everything goes in that direction, including diet and lifestyle. And so what I've experienced with high level athletes is when they stop their sport completely, it's very hard. I want to express this because I want you to appreciate just how challenging this is going to be. It's going to be so challenging to not just go in the opposite direction because you don't have this thing that you've been doing for years, which is, you are training a lot, and a lot of your life, if not all of your life, is dedicated and geared towards this particular endeavor. When you take that away, you're going to be, it's like floating. Like, okay, what do I do now? So if I stop that, then what's my diet look like? What's it look like when I go out? What's it look like when I drink? What's it look like when I'm with my friends? And it's a very tough transition. So I almost never tell people at your level to completely stop, unless there's like some really bad physical damage we have to, is I tell them to practice lightly because it keeps you moving in the right direction. Whereas if I tell you to stop completely, because like right now, for example, with your diet, to keep yourself at your weight class, you're probably having to manage some of your nutrition as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So going off everything completely typically translates into going off everything with the diet. It typically goes into, like right now, I'm assuming You manage going out with your friends and stuff. You probably don't go party a lot because you're like, I got to go practice, I got to train or whatever. Now imagine 30 days off. Like, okay, you might be okay for a few days, maybe a week. Like, you're laughing because you know what I mean. Like, okay, now we're going to go out. And then to recover and rebound from that, it can be very tough. So it's going to look more like light, easy.
So
but
the
don't
structure
stop.
is still there. You
Yes.
just really have to like crank the intensity down.
Way down.
And so, yeah, I totally agree with that because it's one of the biggest challenges ever is to just kind of do something completely different and then come back into a very rigid, structured system that you've created for yourself. So if you can stay within that system, you know, and consistency, still like, you know, I'm practicing, you still have that sort of guideline there. But now you're just more disciplined in the amount of effort you're putting out. And then also you're just cranking up the focus on the nutrition a lot more.
Yeah, I would I would do like a week, 5 days or a week completely off and just rest. And then I would do light rowing most days, real easy. And I would do like 3 days a week of strength training just to give you more of that structure.
Okay.
And then with the reverse diet, structure the reverse diet, meaning plan it out versus just say, I need to eat more. So you got to step. You have to step stool yourself there. You can't just go off because that is such a big challenge to do. Because I mean, people watching who've never experienced this, like to train at your level, most of your life is dedicated to what you're doing. I mean, you live for it. So to turn that off is, psychologically, spiritually, however you want to label it, very challenging to do without going in some crazy opposite direction.
I mean, this is why I want her in the forum.
For sure.
I think you need to be in the forum, and I'd love just to hear from you every couple of weeks. Just check in with us. Let us know how it's going, what you're doing, both mentally, physically. If you check in with us and kind of let us know what you're going through, it'll help us guide you through this process.
Do you have any of our programs?
I have performance and one other one, something else.
Do you have Maps Anabolic?
No, I don't.
I would love for you in that month off to just follow Maps Anabolic during that month off and then just do light rowing and then structure the reverse diet. I think that would be great. You'll come back and you'll feel good, rested, and strong if you decide to row again.
Okay. I think that generally answers everything for anabolic. I know there's a 2 and a 3 day version.
Yes.
Which one would you suggest?
3. I think for you, 3 is going to be
you
fine.
can handle 3.
Yeah, your capacity for handling.
Especially if you're cranking the intensity down, the practice.
You're fine. Yeah,
you'll be
So
all right.
feel like taking time off.
It's going
It'll
to
be like
it's going to be.
recovery.
It's going to be. Yeah, you're going to build strength and muscle, and you're going to feel rested. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I agree. The just taking that back, and I'll have a lot more free time and not knowing what to do with myself for a little bit. So I appreciate like doing a little bit of rowing as well instead of just going like cold turkey off of it. I had one coach liken it to withdrawing from drugs.
Yeah,
for sure.
And just like if you do it badly, I'm going to feel terrible for that month. So
100%. You have to appreciate how much time and dedication you've put towards what you're doing and how much of you has been shaped by it. And to take it away completely, that's going to be
a
so
disservice to
it'll
you
be
to do
so
that.
foreign to you and so strange that you may cope by doing a bunch of other shit, which I've seen so many times. So it's
please use the forum in that community. That's what it's there for. And
Yeah.
you're not the only athlete that's gone through something like this inside that forum. So
Yeah.
use that community to communicate to us and others that process, and that'll really help this.
yeah.
So
and good luck with this. So you're trying to make national team again?
yeah.
Awesome.
I have a race actually this weekend for it. So
Oh, good luck.
Yeah,
Rad,
good luck.
Yeah.
thank you.
You got it.
Thank you for your advice. I'll be sure to pop in the forum and keep everyone updated.
Please. I'd like to.
Yes.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so for someone listening who doesn't understand that, like I would tell someone overtraining to take time off, no problem.
Right.
But
This is a different
this is very
situation.
different. Like
It's her identity.
it's just everything she does is
She's
geared
worked.
towards this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean.
When
It's
I've
her
seen
identity.
people like that cut cold turkey what they end up doing is they end up they go off the rails with diet. They go out and then they drink and then they hang out and they stay up late and it just goes way off. In the other
and she's
direction.
still in that competition. She's still in that world. And so to extract her from that and then throw her right back in, might have a really bad, effect to that. So yeah, it's a different situation because like, if she was talking about now, like, what do I do that I'm like kind of stepping outside of competing entirely, different conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I really hope she uses the private forum. I mean, that community we have other ex-athletes and people have gone through that. And so that's one of the things I think is great.
But this is why we've all talked about this. Some of the hardest clients we've ever trained were ex-high-level athletes because they don't know how to do it any other way. Yeah. It's either all or nothing. Yeah.
And they've had a lot of success with that. So it's really hard. It's not just like because you would think like, man, these athletes are so good to listen to their coach and do these things, but it's tough because now they're hiring you, who's going to teach them something.
And then they have a job and a family.
Yeah, and then you're trying to tell them, hey,
and they have a total skewed idea of what intensity is like and all that stuff. So it's very hard,
big time,
very very hard. Look, if you like the show, check it out. We have a free guide that teaches you how to build and train your core, some of the best ab and core exercises. You can find it at mindpumpfree.com. You can also find all of us on Instagram. Justin is at mindpumpjustin. I'm at mindpumpdestefano, and Adam is at mindpumpadam.